Hello, and thanks for watching Atherton on Air NTI Edition. I'm Addie Shaney. This is week 6 of NTI, and here's what's trending. Plans are now in place to have virtual graduations for the class of 2020. JCPS Superintendent Marty Polio announced the decision last week. JCPS will host 25 virtual ceremonies during the last week of May. They'll be streamed by JCPS, and the graduates will have their names read aloud. Individual schools are also making their own plans to honor seniors. Atherton staff members distributed more than 300 signs at student homes on May 1st. Dozens of teachers and staff members volunteered their time with the effort, which was organized by senior class sponsor Ms. Taylor. We'll share more photos of that event later in the show. Also trending, the senior class created a special tribute to Atherton faculty members, thanking them for making a difference. Last week, seniors released a surprise video on YouTube that quickly went viral among staff and teachers. In the video, members of the class of 2020 displayed thank you notes to show their appreciation to the Atherton staff. In other news, how is everyone coping with social distancing? Now that we are headed into summer, it's getting harder and harder to deal with this new normal. Several students in the Atherton media program have some ideas on how to cope.
My first recommendation is to be artistic. Get creative. Here's my sister coloring, but you can sketch or paint or do whatever it is that distracts your mind. Having a few dance parties in your room can be a great way to pass the time. Here's a song I have been enjoying, but for the sake of copyright, here's me dancing horribly to a voiceover. We have so much free time on our hands right now that it would be a waste not to do anything productive. For me, this could be watering my plants or taking care of my pets.
Thanks to Elizabeth for those ideas. Of course, getting outside is always a good stress reliever. Let's check in with sophomore Kata Mulrooney for some motivation.
Hey everybody, it's Kaden, and it is a beautiful day outside, so today I'm going to take you along with me to go on a walk around my neighborhood. So starting off at the very beginning, my neighbors have some really beautiful trees and flowers outside in their yard, and this particular day the sky was really pretty. It was really blue, it had some really pretty clouds in the sky, and I just thought all these flowers look really good against that background. Also, about a block away, there is a really beautiful honeysuckle bush that is right outside my neighbor's house. I think it's really beautiful in the springtime and in the daylight and just really pretty to look at. In these next few shots, I love how the shadows are just coming off the trees, and I really love the depth in both of them, and I just think it makes for a really beautiful image. Thank you all for coming along on my walk with me. I hope this inspires you to get outside, get out of your house, and do something outdoors of your very own.
If you're tired of walking around your neighborhood, now is a good time to venture out and explore some of the hidden treasures in our community. Here's freshman Jason Snadden with a tour of a place that is just across the river.
This marks the beginning of my walk to the Falls of Ohio. This sign right here talks about the Falls of Ohio Foundation, and it talks about the Falls of Ohio State Park Interpretive Center. It also talks about the Wildlife Conservation Area. Now we're going to go down to the actual falls and get a closer look of the river. Further down the trail, we got to see a nice visual of the pathway that we get to take down to the falls. From here, it looks as if the water is relatively high, or higher than what it normally is. Let's get a closer look. On our way down to the Falls of Ohio, we realized that the trail is basically submerged under the water. There's normally like a big walking area down there, but it's kind of covered. While on this side of the Ohio, I realized that you can kind of get a small glimpse of the Yum Center from over here. It's a nice view. From the looks of things, it looks as if this place is something of a mess. On our way back up, we kind of noticed that there was like a picnic area that someone could eat at if they wanted to. here's a different view of the water as a whole. It looks kind of nice from up here. As we were coming up, we also noticed a tree trunk on the way back up. There are a lot of fossils that you can find down here while walking around the Falls of Ohio, and here are just a few of them.
Thanks to Elizabeth, Caden, and Jason for those videos. Now let's head over to Hannah Harper, who has a few stories that will make you smile.
Thanks, Addie. It hasn't been easy dealing with the coronavirus quarantine, but our pets sure made it a little less stressful. They're loving all the extra attention, and we thought we'd take a few minutes to show you some special animals of Atherton. Take a look at these cute fainting goats. These photos were sent to us by sophomore Aaron Elpers, who has had these pets for the last 3 years. Aaron has 3 goats named Lycan, Leonardo, and Joseph. And senior Scott Zender submitted this cute picture of his dog, along with freshman Aaron Vouse, who had these photos to share of his cat. Thanks, guys, for sending us those pictures. Junior Jenna Smith is also enjoying time with her dogs. Let's go along with her for a walk.
This is our walk journey every single day. We take the same walk every single day. The dogs usually get really excited about the leashes getting out, but not today. When we leave the driveway, they usually get really excited to go and see people if anyone's outside or just smell things and just get excited. On this street, we usually see majority of our neighbors and wave hi to some friends that are on the street. On the walks, the dogs really like to mess with each other, so we usually end up getting pulled around. And this is leading up to the big event. My dog likes to attempt to jump in this drain every single time and then smells some sort of animal vomit. These are these really pretty trees that we pass all the time. They're always really pretty. This is the elementary school in our neighborhood that we did not attend. And the dogs really like coming up here, and we really like coming up here, especially when we were younger, just because there's a lot of kids out and we could play in the playground, but we can't right now. And this is the empty school building. We always used to look in this building even before quarantine was a thing and play in the playground and ride bikes in the parking lot, which usually was not empty, but now it is. And after the school, this is when we're on the way home, and we're almost home here. And then when we are finally getting home, my dog Lexi likes to attempt to pick up her frisbee in the backyard because she's clearly not tired enough from the walk.
Get the ball.
She can never pick it up, but it's funny to watch her try.
Thanks, Jenna. Dogs aren't the only animals getting all this extra attention. Sophomore Sophia Schindler takes us on a trip to her horse farm. Sophia. Those horses are definitely gorgeous animals. Students aren't the only ones who like to show off their pets. Let's introduce you to Miss New's lab, Daisy. Daisy is a 4-year-old yellow lab who has loved having her family home during the coronavirus. Miss New says that Daisy loves to go on walks and play fetch. She is also great at letting her humans know when a package is at the door. And here is another teacher's pet. This is Lola, an 8-year-old long-haired King German Shepherd, who belongs to Miss Albanese. And Lola, like most dogs, is loving quarantine. If you want your pet featured on our next show, please email a photo with a brief description of your pet to Miss MacArthur at the address seen on your screen. And this is Max. He is an 11-year-old Shih Tzu who is being affected by the coronavirus because he can't get a haircut. Back to you, Addie.
Thanks, Hannah. I've been spending a ton of time with my dogs. That's all the time we have for this week's show. We leave you with some additional photos of the senior yard sign distribution. Thanks for watching, and remember, what you do makes a difference.